Hi, and welcome back to insidetracks.co.uk, the website, YouTube channel, and newsletter that tries to help you to trade smarter. If you like this video, please do like it and subscribe. If you want to get the newsletter, you can go to the website and sign up on the homepage for free. Most of us, when we're trading Betfair, we're looking for the edge, whether that edge is what we know about the horse or the track or the trainer. We're looking for an edge so that we can trade something with value, and we can get the value. So we trade something when it's over the top price, and everybody sees that it's over the top price and they want to buy at that price that we've already traded at. Excuse me. And then we sell at the lower price. And that's how we make our profit. So trading is all about that, and any kind of trading. Buy it cheap in China, sell it expensive in America. That's trading, exactly. So when someone sees, wow, that fridge freezer, I can buy it in China for $10 and I can sell it in America for $250. That's good stuff. So I'll go to China, I'll buy my fridge freezers for $10 and I'll ship them across to America and sell them for $250, and I'll make a trading profit. And that's the way we are when we're trading anything, and Betfair is no different. So what way do we do that? And as I've told you already, we look for the edge. So if we thought that the odds of a coin toss are evens, if heads is over bet, its price will go down, tails price will go out, and we can either lay heads or back tails because they are then the value bet. So if you can do that, that's great. But actually there's a built-in edge to Betfair, which I'm sure there's a few of you who are going to watch this video and say, yeah, well, I knew that already. That's fairly obvious. But the fact is that there are a lot of people new to Betfair trading, and so don't know this very simple rule and very simple fix to trading Betfair. So one of the strategies for trading Betfair is scalping, as you're all, again, probably very aware. You want to take a lay bet at the back odds, and you want to take a back bet at the lay odds, and take that tick, or perhaps two, or perhaps three. But generally speaking, scalping is about taking the difference between what people want to sell and what people want to buy, and try and make a profit out of trading at low buy price and expensive sell price. And generally speaking, that's a tick, and you can make money doing that. However, there is a specific part of the market in Betfair where you can, in fact, halve the risk you take. So in some parts of the market, you are going up a tick with one scalping bet, and you're going down a tick with another scalping bet, and you're trying to take a tick out the market. And that's, so you've got just as much chance of losing doing that scalp as you have of winning. But what we want to do is we want to win a tick, but actually run the risk of only losing less than a tick. And I'll show you how that works in a second. Okay, so here we've got the 5 o'clock at Chelmsford tonight, and it's just a typical race. But what I'm going to show you is a way in which you can scalp, and equivalently on one side of it bet and win, bet a tenner and win a tenner, and on the other side have a loss of half the amount. So as we go through the prices, you can see the prices here. Just forget about the race, really. What I'm doing is doing the ladder. And you look at the prices, and up until 2, we're going up 0.01 of a tick, aren't we? But as we go over 2, suddenly we go to 0.02 of a tick. So if I'm at 2 and I'm and I'm saying, well, I think it's going to go to 2.02. So I want that tick there as my upside. So if I'm right, I get 0.02 as a tick. But if I'm wrong, how far do I have to go to lose 0.02 a tick? I have to go down 2 ticks. If I go down 1 tick, then I only lose 0.01. So on this particular scalping, as we go over what's called this crossover of 2, and there's crossovers all over the place, we actually halve the risk we have, because going up 1 tick gives us 0.02, and we have to go down 2 ticks to go down 0.02. Therefore, the risk of this scalp is twice as much in our favor and half as much risk. Similarly, if we got to 3, we'll keep going up the way, and here at 3, if we gain a tick, we gain 0.05. If we lose a tick, we only lose 0.02. So in fact, we're 2.5 times better off if we gain a tick than if we lose a tick. So here the risk is even greater and even more greatly reduced. And we go up to the next one, which is 4. This is half, as you can see, 0.05 down, 0.1 up. Then we go to 6, 0.1 down, 0.2 up. Then we go to 10. Well, 10 isn't here. I'll find a 10. Hold on a sec. Here we go. So let's go up to 10. So if we're at 10, we go down 0.2, but up 0.5. So again, that's a great crossover point. So the best crossover points are 3 and 10. They're both brilliant crossover points for us. 10, we go up half a point, up to 20. And then 20, we go up, let me just go into there again and get us into the 20s. So at 20, we got 1, go down half, and then at 30, we got 2, go down 1, and at 50, in fact, so I'll go to 50 now. So up at 50, we go down 2 and up 5. So again, 50 is your other one. So 3 and is brilliant. So there, that's where we got 0.5, and then 10 is brilliant, and 50 is brilliant. So those are the best three crossovers where you are 2.5 times better off if you gain a click than if you lose a click, and all the rest is where you are twice as well off if you gain a click and lose a click if you bet at those crossovers. So remember, the crossovers we describe as places where the ticks change. Here at 10, it's 0.2 to 0.5. So that's what you've got to do. You've got to look for those horses. So here we have pedal power trading around about 10. If we can get the trades going here, 10 to 10.5 and 10 to 9.8, then we are trading that crossover point. And that's what you look for in your scalping as part of your strategy in order to say, okay, I want to scalp this market. Is there a suitable candidate? Now, of course, the other thing that you've got to do when you're scalping is to check on other things that I've mentioned in other videos, but it's important to reiterate them now. In your scalping, try and choose a horse which is overweighted. So you're going to say, some of you watching will say, what is an overweighted horse and underweighted horse? You work it out by multiplying the amount of money that's been put on the selection by the last match price. Now, say that last match price was 10, it's close enough to 9.6. then 10 times 2,000 odd is 20. Okay, so 20,000. Now, if that number, 20,000, for instance, in this situation, is less than the total on the market, which it is, it means that this horse is actually quite considerably underweighted. It means that this horse is liable to do quite a lot of messing around, jumping around, because as I've described before in other videos, an underweighted horse is like a very light sailing ship, like, you know, a little dinghy, for instance. A gust of wind will blow that dinghy quite considerably off its course. So if you've got an underweighted horse, like a little dinghy being blown around on the sea, and you're continuously having to move the tiller to correct its course, and that's what's happening here. You're correcting the tiller all the time, because as the money comes in, as decent amounts of money come in, so it will change the price considerably. So £100 here, for instance, has changed that price almost, well, I don't know, 2 points, which is a lot for £100. So there we go, for instance, to the favourite, and we look and we say, okay, 3.5 times, let's say 14. So 14 times 3 is 42, and a half of 14 is 7, so it's 49. So if we said it was 3.5 times 14, it's 49,000. Well, there's 31,000, so 49,000 is considerably more than the total on the market. And so what we tend to see is not great big movements, but these little movements. Yes, there are some decent movements going on here, but they are nowhere near as sharp. That one's quite sharp, but most of them, it tends to juggle around. And this is juggling around, and this is quite a nice little section here, which you can see, and a section there you can see. So there's a section here, breakout, section here. Is it going to break out up, or is it going to break out down? Don't know, but at least it's staying pretty stable for quite some time. And that's what you want in a scalping market. So this horse being overweighted is like having a very large sailing ship, or even a, you know, let's just say it was you know, massively overweighted, then we call it an oil tanker. And can you move an oil tanker on a gust of wind? No, you can't. You need a bloody great you know, tsunami to move an oil tanker. So that's why we want to have an overweighted horse, because we don't really, when we're scalping, want to see huge variations. I mean, some people like it, and in fact there are other strategies to deal with underweighted horses, which I'll talk about in another video. But you know, if you want to take an underweighted horse, you can actually then do swing betting, which is to try and predict the bottom of the market and the top of the market, and take money. So for instance, if this was an underweighted horse, you'd say the swings here are between 3.5 and 3. So you then bet the 3, and then you'd expect it, because it's naturally volatile as an underweighted horse, you would then lay at 3 and back at 3.5 and hope to get a whole half point every time you did that. So that's not scalping, that's different, and it relies on different criteria as well, and how much money is going through the market and all sorts of other things. So we're talking about scalping, and scalping is taking small pieces out of the market regularly. And if you want to do that, you don't want huge changes in the price, because that is a way of potentially losing a lot of money. So you want little changes up and down around about 3.5. So you're taking something out. Now what we're saying is, if this horse was at 3, for instance, that would be absolutely lovely, because we'd be getting we'd be trying to take 3.05 to 3, 3.05 to 3, 3.05 to 3, and if we then missed it and it went down to 2.98, then it would have to go down to 2.98, 2.96 and beyond before actually we start losing any money. And that, because this is overweighted, we don't tend to see that massive change. Well, we have seen it there, but we don't seem to see it in as we're beginning to get some money coming in. So so that's the tip today is reduce your risk, increase your profits, and make it so that you're scalping where the upside is at least twice as much as the downside, and therefore you make a tick, then you'd have to lose at least 2 ticks to then break even, and more than 2 ticks in some cases even to break even, but more than 2 ticks to make a loss. So it's quite a good trick. And if you scalp and you find a horse that's overweighted, that's been trading within a nice pattern around 3 or around 10, or around any of the crossover points, then you will have a nice upside to your scalping. I hope that's helped. I hope that makes you think about your scalping a bit more, and when to get into the market, when to get out the market, how to view the market. You view a market, you see that there's a lot of something is trading around 3. You go into it, you see it's overweighted, you see that it's trading around that crossover point of 3, and it's not moving very much. It's not within the last 10 minutes of trading. Okay, so again, quite important that you don't get into, well, certainly the last 5 minutes of trading, because then the last 5 minutes of trading, you tend to see a lot more volatility in all the prices. Now, some people like the volatility of the last 5 minutes, and again, that's a different strategy. What the strategy we're trying to do here is to take a half point, 0.05 out of the market at 3 to 3.05, and have the downside of just 0.02 if it goes the wrong way for us. So the strategy is clear. Don't go outside it and start applying it elsewhere. Overweighted horse, up to 5 minutes before the race, stable in its price around a crossover point, then that's the perfect time. You see those criteria, it's the perfect time to start your scalping, nick those upsides, and then build them up over time. And then actually, if you manage to get 2 or 3 good scalps, and you're taking a positive 0.05, for instance, from 3.05, if you do that trade say 3, 4, 5 times, suddenly you have to go down a massive way into the 2s to actually lose that profit you've built up. So you give yourself a nice buffer. Good. If you have any questions, just put them on the comments below, and I'm happy to answer them. And I tend to answer every comment I get. As I said, if you like this video, please do like and subscribe. If you want some of the tips that I give out on different betting strategies like back to lays and so on, and on the nose tips, then sign up to the newsletter. It's free. And I wish you all the very best of luck with your trading.